Welcome to Broken Bushcraft. Today we're going to talk about the kids. It's getting springtime, it's getting warmer outside. You're going to want to take your kids outside. Get them away from the screens, get them out in the nature, let them experience that. Let them get some fresh air in their lungs. But with taking kids hiking or camping, there always comes that thing of how much gear do they have to carry versus how much gear do you have to carry. You don't want to carry all their stuff. So my kids, I made packs for both of them. They love the idea of having their own pack, and they know how to use all the items in their pack. It was all a training experience or all a learning experience. Your kids may have different things than my kids do, but your kids can have those. You just have to teach them how to use some certain things. So stick with me. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you put in your kids' pack versus what I put in my kids' pack. And let's kick this off. The first thing you want to consider is the pack. So packs, for a good starter pack, I went with the Ozark Trail. It's like $19, actually less than that. It's a 10 liter. It'll hold all the stuff in here, and it's not too heavy. It's not too big or too small. You can go and get an Osprey pack or like a more expensive pack. Just whatever you get, for a starter pack, they're going to grow out of it. So something cheap, inexpensive, it's semi-waterproof. Something I did do on the pack is I attached a whistle. A whistle, this has a compass on it, a magnifying glass, a little thermometer. But the most important thing is the whistle. So you want to make sure it's a loud whistle so that the kids get separated from you and it's attached to the pack. As long as the pack is with them, they have the whistle. It may be a good idea too to also, if they have one of these bracelets that has a whistle on it, that way it's always on them. Now, water is always most important to me. Now, they have a 32-ounce bottle here, stainless steel, so we can boil water in it. But if you want to go with something that's smaller, this is a 20-ounce bottle. It is aluminum, so you still boil in it. So this is also a good option for you. But water, some way for them to collect it and drink. Also with water, I always put a life straw in the kids' packs. So if they do have to drink from the water source, they don't have to. One is they don't have to boil it. Two is they don't have to figure out how to do iodine tablets. They just pull out the straw and they can drink from the source or fill this up and drink from here. So the life straw goes in with the pack. The kids have been shown how to use it. So, and then if you do use it, every year, once they use it, write the date on it, and then after about a year, throw it away. These are really inexpensive, so go with that. I always put some cordage in the pack so they can create a shelter if they want to. Also, if they're out there playing around, they have something, they can build all kinds of stuff with cordage. So they have it here for them. You know the importance of cordage. A signal, this is a handkerchief. This can be used for a lot of things. Now, I like these bright colors because they can signal with this. They can attach this to their pack. This can be seen from a good distance away. So they know where to put this out. If you get lost, put this on your pack, or stick this where you're nearby. You want to get a color that's bright, that's not a natural color, so they don't blend into the environment. Which may also be a good idea for the packs. Next, snacks. Snacks. I have some hydration stuff in here. I have some honey in here. I have some beef jerky. I have some granola bars, some snacks for them. But also what I have in here is I have toilet paper / wet wipes or flushable wipes. Because that's self-explanatory. If they're going to use the restroom out there, poop or pee or whatever, they have a way to clean themselves up. So that goes in there. It looks bigger now because I have it open, but you just push the air down, it gets out of there. Now, kids want to have fun out in the woods. Let them have fun. I always put a pair of binoculars in there so they can look around at stuff. A magnifying glass. There's one on the mirror, on the whistle, but this one, it's a bit bigger. They can just go around and look at the bugs and all kinds of stuff out there. If you want to put like little collection cups in here, so kids can collect bugs or rocks or do whatever. Make it fun for them. I also throw a deck of cards in here because say if we're out hiking, we sit around, eat lunch, they can play cards. You can make this Uno or whatever, just something to keep them entertained. Next thing is flashlights. Always give the kids their own flashlights. I like headlamps. These are easy to use. It's 2 buttons on top, and they both control lights. So one of these buttons does do a SOS flash signal. So if you push that, it will show that, especially at night. I do like to do the hands-free option. So these were like, I think $19. Everything's $19 at Costco for a set of 3. Signal mirror. Now this is it serves 2 purposes. One is it shows them where they are so they can signal for help. Two is it's just fun for them to mess around with. So this is something to make sure it's durable. This is a stay outside longer mirror. You guys have seen this in one of my previous videos. Poncho, because if it starts to rain, make sure the poncho is big enough to go over them and the pack. This pack is water resistant, but you want to make sure this poncho can go over both of them. Teach your kids how to make a shelter out of this. They can make a small shelter. 2 kids can fit underneath this. It's pretty good. The next thing is this is a Mylar blanket. This is great for retaining body heat. They'll fit about 2 kids underneath here, an adult. They can also make a shelter out of this, so it's another shelter option. And this is waterproof, so you can cut a hole in it, use it as a poncho. It's just double thing. But this is also, because it's reflective, is a signal mirror as well. So if they build a shelter or if they cover themselves up with this, they're going to reflect. So it'll keep the body heat in, keep them warm. Now, I have a fire kit for the kids. The kids' fire kit, it's in an Altoids box so they can make char cloth out of it. Inside, I have a small Bic lighter. You can put matches in there if you'd like. I have some fire cord. Now this fire cord actually comes out of this cordage right here, but I put some in here so they don't have to think about it and they can get their fire started using this. I have some fat wood in here so they know how to use, scrape some away and get their fire going. And then some cloth in case they need to make char cloth. And hopefully, we have gotten to them before they have to ever make char cloth. To also help them with fire, I put a ferrocerium rod in there, one of the Broken Bushcraft ferrocerium rods. This does have the fire cord and the handle here, and then I also have duct tape around the top. So they know how to use this. They love using this, and they mess around with it. And it's because of how big it is, they can just do whatever. To strike that, the ferrocerium rod, I also have a fixed blade knife in here for the kids. Now, this is the Mora Companion. It's about $20. You guys have seen this before. I love this knife because it is smaller. They can use it. But once again, with any knives, you need to teach your kids knife safety. There's a video on that. Go watch that. So the next thing is the Swiss Army knife, or a multi-tool, a knife of some sort. The kids have the Swiss Army knife. It has a bunch of tools on it. Now, if you're giving your kids a knife, make sure you know that they can cut themselves. This is a sharp tool, a dangerous tool. So teach them the proper ways to use this. So this is their multi-tool / Swiss Army knife. You also have the standard stuff. You have your sunscreen. Change out your sunscreen about every 2 years because this stuff does expire, I think. Then you have bug spray. Make sure they have some of that. The kids like these little citronella bands. Put them around their ankles, put them on the wrist. They keep some of the bugs away. Hand sanitizer. Self-explanatory. I get these ones that you can attach to the outside of the pack so it doesn't take up any space inside, and then they can use it if they're getting their snacks or whatever. Have a little tiny first aid kit. In this first aid kit is nothing crazy. There's a couple Band-Aids, there's some hand wipes, antiseptic or antibacterial cream. It's just stuff to treat minor scrapes and minor burns. I also threw some chapstick in here because they always lose their chapstick, so I just put it in here, and that's that. And then some afterbite, because kids are going to get bit. So this just kind of helps you out, especially if you're out there and the kids get bit and they're scratching. It'll help you and help them. That's basically all the stuff that's in my kids' pack. I'm going to pack it up here real fast, and then we'll finish this up. Here it is, totally packed out. It weighs a total of 4 pounds. Now the water, without water. The water's separate right here. Now I put the water on top, or you can clip it to the carabiner on the top here, or if there's a pouch, you can slip it right in there, or clip it down here. Whatever, or they can carry it however they want to carry it. But the water is going to be pulled out the most, so you want to make sure it's the most accessible, so it will be on top. Now there's some things you can add to this pack. Socks, some clothes, but obviously this is just a small day pack. If you want to add clothes stuff, you just have to go bigger and know what your kids can carry. Don't overburden your children. Also, whatever you put in the pack, you have to show them how to use it. I still supervise my kids because there's knives in here, there's the ferro rod in here. Both those things can, adults get hurt with those. You just want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on the kids when they're doing it. Build some confidence. And also, if this is your first time doing this stuff, learn with them. I mean, that's just a part of the experience. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope to see you and your kids in the woods.